Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I'm sure a lot of you are just eager to welcome and usher 2021 in. Bid adieu to 2020. It's definitely been a very interesting year we've gone through. Um, okay, got you guys popping up in the chat now. Oh, Morgan, you didn't get a live notification. Yeah. That happens. That happens. They're starting to do that less and less. Hi, Daniela. I'm glad you liked your Galactic Access member reading this morning. Well, everyone, we have a brand new year ahead of us, a new cycle. As us humans, we're so tied to time. And we need these illusions of beginnings and endings to help us, I think, set time in. And oh, look, we have blue today on the chat. I meant to actually try and go live to a couple other places. Actually, guys, I'm going to start going live to D Live. And also, for those of you who are not following me on Gab, please do start your own account if you do not have a social media account at gab.com yet. They're the only free speech platform, and a lot of your favorite people who have been banished from Twitter are all over there. And they just launched Gab TV, and I'm going to be starting a channel there. It does cost money, but I feel good about where my money's going because it's supporting free speech. And yeah, so I'll be uploading videos there. Probably going to get my subscription this week. So, how are you guys all doing? How was your New Year's? Before I get into the message that I've been asked to relay today from my guidance team, I just want to say my New Year's was spent with a bunch of you in my alchemy program. We have a private Discord chat server, and there were a few of us that jumped in on the video chat last night, and it went on for over 4 hours. 4 hours of us just chatting and sharing stories on negative entities and awakening experiences and whole bunch of different things. And it was really good to connect with you guys and get to know more of you in that group. If you're interested in joining the alchemy group, it's a family now. We are a certified alchemy family. You're more than welcome to join and find more of your tribe. Link is in the description below. But yeah, guys. Oh, let me just see. Netherlands, South Florida, beautiful UK. Cormac, you're awake. You're alive. Hi, guys. Good to see you. All right. So the message that I actually received this 2 days ago. And they were just jazzing me up with like energy and stuff to do it. And I'm like, well, I got to do this on New Year's Day. You guys got to hold back a little bit. But this year, they're asking for a global New Year's resolution, one that we can all get behind. And I'm not really big on New Year's resolutions, to be honest, just because I feel like the best time to start anything is now, but now happens to be January the 1st. So we're gonna start with this. They really want us to focus on bridging the Great Divide and coming together. This year is going to be a big test for humanity, and we're going to see that in the very first couple of months of this year. And as we're all starting to see, sure as day coming out, is that all of the people that we thought were fighting for us are all snakes in the grass. And I mean, I'm assuming that many of us kind of knew that, when we're looking at people that we thought were fighting for humanity, fighting for the people. And I'm talking about right now, mostly the political figures. No one seems to be wanting to do anything to help humanity, as we're seeing the checks not being signed, which, I'll be quite honest, I'm not really up for socialism. I don't think those checks are the right thing. But what it is doing, here's the thing, here's what I believe the intention behind that is, and why Mr. T is pushing that $2,000 stimulus check. Because it is starting to show how everyone doesn't want to give you your money back. They want to keep it for themselves. They want to push it into other countries, other foreign countries who need help, so that they can then funnel it back into their own pockets, because that's how it works. They send it to foreign countries. Those foreign countries then send it into, it's basically the oldest form of money laundering. And they're really getting exposed for that right now. And so we're starting to see that the government is really two wings of the same bird. And it's why when, I used to be very liberal in my my thinking and my views. And as I became more spiritually grounded and more involved in my own practice and healing my heart, I realized that my values were more conservative in nature. It doesn't mean that I'm only conservative, but I found that there were more conservative values there. That being said, I would never declare myself a conservative, or, if I would vote here a Republican, I would never do that, because I knew that both sides were created just to create division among us, and that they were all working for the same agenda. It's just one party would take a back seat and the other party would look like the enemy. And now what we're seeing is the very nature of that coming forth. We're seeing that the Republicans are absolutely do not care about you. And this was one of the messages that came through, that they were actually, first was the first title they wanted me to use. And I'm like, I don't know about that. And it was basically, they don't care about you. They don't care about any of us. All they care about is themselves. Basically, that was the message. And we're starting to see that these people do not care about us, which means we're all going to have to come together some way and find common ground, because the only people that are going to care about us are us and our brothers and sisters, and coming together. And so for this New Year's resolution, we have to work backwards through the programming that all of us on some level have allowed in, of the labeling, allowing ourselves to be identified with a certain group or a certain affiliation, whether it was just as simple as I'm a Democrat, I'm a liberal, I'm a libertarian, or I'm a Republican, I'm a conservative, whatever it was, just even, and that's just on the political level. I'm right wing, I'm left wing, like whatever it is, like we really have to throw all of that out the window, because it's been our Achilles heel for centuries. This is how they've kept us believing one side is actually going to help us, when truly there was no side that was ever on our side. No one has had our back. In fact, they've been stabbing us in the back continuously while we sit there and fight for them, believing that maybe one day they're going to finally stand up. And this is the reality of it. A lot of people just look at the Republican Party and think, wow, they're just spineless. If they could only fight like the Democrats do. It's like, no, they're letting you think that the Democrats are evil, when probably in the end of it, they're the ones pulling the puppet strings. They're all on the same team. It's just they're choosing, one. It's like, oh, okay, well, this 4 years you're going to have power, or this next 8 years you're going to have power, and we're going to play it this way. And it's all a freaking show. It's all to put us against each other, to stimulate our brains into fear, to stimulate the amygdala, of our brain, in getting us emotional about things, fighting about things, thinking that we're on the right side and that we're fighting for the right side. And every side thinks they're fighting for the right side. But we're not fighting together. We're not coming together. We're not uniting together. And so this year in 2021, I'm going to ask all of you to take a very conscious look into your own self, of where you continuously use the labels and the division tactics that sometimes I think unconsciously we're even unaware that we're doing. To stop making fun of the left, to stop making fun of the right, to stop making fun of mask wearers, to stop getting mad at people who don't want to wear masks, we have to We have to the people who want to get vaccinated because they're scared and they think that's their salvation, and versus the people who don't want to be vaxxed. And, there are so many ways that we're all separated. And somehow we have to find a way to come together. We have to find a way to bridge the great divide, because this is the year where everything changes. We're in a year of 2021, the number 5. 5 is all about change. You guys know when I do my tarot readings, that number 5 card, when it comes up, it's like, oh no, there are challenges ahead. So this year is going to be challenging. But with challenges come growth. With challenges, we find a way to dig our nails in to the ground and pull ourselves up off our knees when we weren't fighting for ourselves before. We find strength within that we didn't know was there prior to the challenges. This is going to be the year where we need to find a way to find common ground with all of our brothers and sisters and bridge this great divide. And this really should be our New Year's resolution, because when we all come together, this global power that believes it has a strength greater than us will shrink so quickly and so magnificently because of our unity. And this has to happen this year. It has to happen. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I was just watching Tori Says, and she's called 2021 the Year of the Hero. If you guys haven't watched it, if you're new to my channel, in April of last year, I put out a video called The Hero Awakens, Earth Angels Rise. It's a meditation/activation video, and it's meant to inspire you to become the hero. And this year, we all have to find the hero within all of us. I would advise you or suggest that you may want to watch that video. It's definitely got an activation within it. Just go into, I believe it's on my homepage of my YouTube, but it's also on the homepage of my website. Okay. And we just have to we have to drop the labels, because it's very clear when you look at what's happening. We're coming up against, next week's going to be a very big week. We have January the 6th. Somehow, I don't feel like January the 6th is going to go the way most of us want it to go. And also, I know that through constitutional law, things will likely take us into March. This isn't going to get resolved this month. It's not. So prepare yourselves for a couple more months of being dragged, having this movie drag out a little bit longer. This is really one of the longest. It's almost like they put a trilogy into one movie here for us, because we're like, when are we getting to the end? When is the climax here? And I don't think we're there yet. And so we're starting to see that everyone is starting to show their true colors. We're starting to see corporations really speak out, and how the money that they've made on the backs of all of us, like Walmart coming out yesterday against Josh Hawley, are showing us exactly the future that we've seen in many movies, where the corporations own us all. And isn't that very much what we're living in right now? We all know that the corporation of America, America Incorporated, owns all of its citizens. And this is very much the same in many other countries. You're born with a birth certificate, you have a driver's license, social security number, you're owned. And so this is how we break free of the system. This is where we start to break down the matrix, by coming together and starting to dissolve the power that believes it still has control. And I don't believe they have control. Now, another interesting thing that's happened lately, which I think I was discussing with you guys in my alchemy program, because we have a dreams channel and we've been talking about different dreams. Lately, over the last few weeks, my dreams have been rather nightmarish, to the point where I sometimes have 10 guns pointing at my forehead. Dreams that are not typical of what I dream of. It's just not typical. Every dream feels like it's highly intense. There's always some sort of mission or escape or survival energy to this. It feels like I'm stuck in some lower timeline that's playing out that I'm glad I'm not living in right now. Kathy in my alchemy program, who does the Starseed technology class with me, which by the way, guys, we're going to be offering our next Starseed technology activation class on the January 1st 11 portal. So the 111 portal. If you guys want to join that, link is in the description below. You can sign up for that. We're going to be adding a lot of sound healing to that as well, and it's going to be great. But she told me that Elizabeth April had also been talking about this, and that basically the Cabal knows that they've lost. Okay, and I just got massive ringing in my right ear just as that happened. Confirmation. And so they're trying to attack us light workers through the dream state when we're more vulnerable, when we're much more aware, and trying to bring us into lower timelines and get us there. So that's been interesting. But what that tells me, though, is it's game over. But it's not game over without us all becoming the heroes of our own lives, the heroes of 2021. And I'd love all of us to channel that heroism within us, to all of us get up off our knees and do something in whatever capacity that you can do. If you're finding yourself as someone who's looking at everything from a very dark lens, from a doom and gloom perspective, and you're not doing anything to help a situation, you're falling prey to the matrix programming. You're falling prey to the energy vibrations that they're emitting out into the field of humanity to lower us all into a timeline. If you don't know of anything else that you can do, stop doing that. Okay? Stop going into fear. Stop going into looking at all of the timelines playing out in the way that you don't want them to. You are facilitating those timelines into fruition by doing that. And we can't afford any extra energy going towards those alternate timelines. We can't. So if you don't know of any way to become the hero of your life, that is the one thing that you can just stop doing that. Stop doing that. And just find a way to have gratitude for your life. There are blessings around us all. There are blessings everywhere for us to grab onto, to hold on to, and to see the world through the lens of gratitude. Gratitude is the 0 point field. Gratitude is the way that you go through the 0 point and you jump into a new timeline of greater frequency. Okay, so that is super important. But there are ways. Speak up when you feel called to. Don't be silent. It doesn't mean force it, but if you really feel the calling to speak up about something, speak up about it. Embrace people who you wouldn't normally embrace. Offer an ear and just listen. Create a sense of community. Create a sense of willingness to listen to others. The more that we create that frequency of listening to others, the more we'll likely be heard. And listen to yourself most of all, because the more you start to listen to the inner voice within you and you start to act upon that inner voice, more people are going to start to listen to you as well. Okay, so this New Year's resolution, a global resolution for humanity, is for us to bridge the great divide, to no longer look at one group as on the wrong side of humanity. We can't do that anymore. We can't. We're past that. If we're going to be leaders in a 5D structure, we have to start operating from a place that does not start in separation. We just can't. So this is the message that they really asked me to put out for New Year's, in just to be conscious of all ways that you find yourself buying into the separation, the labels, the groups, pitting each other against one another. We have to stop. We just all have to come together some way. We have to find a way, because no one has our back right now, except for a very, very select few. Very select few. And those people will be remembered greatly. Those people are showing themselves right now. They have true heroism. They're stepping up to the plate when everyone else is cowering back into the shadows and joining the darkness. So it's time that we turn the light volume up high and start embracing one another. And let's make 2021 the year where the light wins a big W. Okay, we get that big win. We get that big W. 2021 is the year of the big W for the light. And I believe that very much, but that's going to require us to put into action, to use our own bodies, our own voice, to facilitate it, to manifest it. We can't just hope it. We have to be in action of it. And I think that's really important. So let me just see who's all here in the live chat. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. Oh my goodness. Hey, Tyler. Hi, Mitch. Wise Mama Bear. Sacred Journey. You've been speaking up. Awesome. Suzanne, shine your light, darkness dissolves. Hello, Zephyr. So, guys, I just want to let you know that I had such a great time with you in the Discord video chat last night, spending my New Year's Eve with a bunch of beautiful light-minded souls, sharing some of our vulnerabilities, sharing some of our fears, also sharing some of our gifts and intuitiveness. It was really fun. I really do feel like I know I have a family with all of you, but in the alchemy program, it's so much more intimate. So we really do get to connect more, which is great. Frozen North, you can't manifest it if you always keep your mouth shut. It's so true. It's so true. Oh, so I'm glad you just said that, Frozen North, because the sound frequency of your words are very effective in shifting realities. Remember that. Their words have power, and the frequency that you also empower those words with as well as you speak them when you're standing in your truth, that starts to shift the reality as you speak it out. So you're literally sending sound vibrations out into the field of awareness of humanity, of those around you, and you are shifting the reality just through speaking your truth. Galactic Grandma, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. So, guys, I love you so much. Cormac, last night's chat was one of the best New Year's I've ever had. Love you, peeps. Yeah, Cormac, you've really stayed up until the morning, I guess. You should have been waking up when you hung up with us. And I know we even had Marianne from Japan on the call. So we had all different kinds of time zones on that call, which was great. So guys, I love you so much. This year we have to be doing everything we can to evolve, to grow stronger, to be in our power. It's one of the reasons why I've started the Starseed Technology Activation class. It's one of the reasons why I have the Alchemy program out there for you guys, because they're affordable ways for all of you to get involved in some way to strengthen your own intuition, strengthen your galactic gifts. Okay, that when you start using them, you start piercing through the matrix. It's almost like you're piercing holes, is what they're showing me, and you're just creating like leaks into their in their reality that allow the true realities to filter in. Okay, and so you work on allowing that light to come through. Work on allowing your galactic gifts to become activated. And know how powerful you really are. Know your power this year. We're going to be going through a big change. A 5-year, it's going to be a very big change. So you need your faith. You need deep spiritual grounding to get through these times. All right, guys, I love you so much. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to go for a walk, go to the lake, look at the mountains, and enjoy the sunshine. Yes, Chrissy, God wins. The light wins in 2021. It's going to be a very interesting year. Guys, I love you so much.